Woo! It is Tuesday. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, 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 Dramaniacs. It is Alicia Couri here with Audacious Confidence. I'm here to influence, educate, inspire, and entertain you tonight. And I would love for you guys to please, please, please join me. Today, I have an awesome guest, and we're going to talk all about authenticity. Authenticity tonight. So this is going to be a very powerful show guest tonight. And if you were with me last night, we did the Oscars rundown and it was a fun show. If you missed it, you can still catch it on Dramaniac TV here on Facebook, or you can go to our website, www.dramaniac.com, and you can watch that show as well as so many other shows that we have listed there. We have a lot of great content on Dramaniac TV that I would love for you to take a look at and join us. So one thing I want you to do is, well, I'm going to ask you to do multiple things. Actually, not just one thing. I'm going to ask you to do multiple things. But the first thing is, if you are not following me or a friend, or we're not connected on social media in any way, go to the Alicia Couri on any social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, what else? LinkedIn, and come follow me. I'm looking forward to you too, Lily. I'm looking forward to you being there. So tonight's topic, like I said before, is on authenticity. Authenticity. So that is a word that is, thrown about a lot. And probably about 5 years ago, I started hearing that a lot. And so I started to think about myself and my own authenticity, and if I'm really being real. I had someone tell me, first of all, don't dim your light to please anybody else. And I thought about that, and I thought, well, I don't think I'm dimming my light. Am I dimming my light? And then I really started to, meditate on that. Am I really dimming my light when I'm around other people? And I realized I was dimming my light to make other people feel comfortable, because I could be a little much sometimes. So, and it's so funny. I know I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this, but even my children from time to time say, "Mom, you're just too much." And my daughter had that conversation with me today. She was saying, "Oh, you're just too much. Gosh, sometimes it bothers me." So I did dim my light for a while, for a long time, to make others feel more comfortable. And when I noticed that, I made the decision to sort of figure out what my light really is and allow it to shine, because I had to work on it. I had to figure it out. It's not, people think that authenticity is this easy thing. It is not easy. And when we talk to Lily, we'll talk about that, because it's not an easy thing. Something I really, really struggled with, especially being a Christian, being a mom, being a wife. There were a lot of roles that I was playing, and I lost myself within those roles. And I had to really figure out who I was outside of the roles that I was playing. Or I wouldn't say playing. Let's not use the word playing, because it gives the idea that it's not real. So outside of the roles that I had, and I had to create in my life, so that my children were happy and healthy, and I was a mom, so that my husband was comfortable, and we had a good life, and we had a good marriage. I was a wife. And I didn't really know who I was. And I really dig into who that is. Who am I? So I want to tell you a funny story. It's how I really, when I was a kid, how I really started to figure out who I was way back then. But then, all the other stuff jumps on top of you, and you kind of forget that. But when I Yes, thank you, Sebastian. Fulfilling my responsibility in those roles. So I wasn't playing; I was fulfilling my responsibilities. Thank you. So anyway, when I was younger, I so wanted to be my older sister. So I have an older sister and I have a younger brother, and my younger brother and I were really close together. But I really I idolized my older sister. She was beautiful, she was talented, she was smart, she was articulate, you know, she was all the things that I didn't think I was. And so I wanted to be just like her. I wanted to do things like her. And isn't that how siblings are? And so I wanted to be just my older self. And she I loved the same music she loved. I loved the same movies that she loved. I just pretty much anything that she liked, I liked. Until one day, the movie Flashdance came out, and that song, Maniac. You know, she's a maniac, maniac. Okay, I can't sing, but we all know that. So I loved that song, and she absolutely hated it. And I found myself in a dilemma. I found myself in such a quandary. I was like, well, I don't know what to do. She hates the song. Do I still like it? I, she hates that song and I love it, but I had to like secretly like it. For a long time, I had to secretly like it. Yeah, okay, Sebastian, the singing has stopped. I know I can't sing, and I tell people that all the time. But I really liked that song because she didn't like it, and um, I was so hurt, and so I decided in that moment that I was going to like the song whether she liked it or not. And so I went ahead, and that was the beginning for me of kind of forging my own my own path. So I am going to bring my guest Lily on because I don't know how long we're going to have her with us, and then I'll just talk about my favorite topic after that. You know, me. So we'll bring Lily on. We'll bring Lily up on right now. So Lily and I have known each other for a short time, but she has impacted my life in a big way. Hello, my love, Lily. I know we only have a short
Hi.
time with you now because your phone is dying. You're in the
Yes.
car. You don't have a plug.
Don't.
Oh
I don't
no.
have a plug. I've been on a road trip. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I hope my phone doesn't die out because what you're talking about, Alicia, so many people have lived it. The number one death regret is I wish I had lived a life that I wanted to live, not the life that was expected of me.
Yeah,
And those of you that are watching, the reason we do these, at least I like to think the reason we do these is to really encourage you. If you're watching and if you're watching and I cut out, then we'll have to do this another day. But I'm hoping that you could hear our hearts when we share our message, because if you're sitting out there and you've got all these hats that you're wearing, and if I'm a cap wearer, by the way, if you could read, it says mom of
mother
seven.
of seven. I was going to talk about
Yeah,
you, but then I know you're back.
my
So
battery's dying. Yeah. So, I just want to encourage people that are listening, because we all don't wear the hat that says mom of seven, right? I mean, not everybody has seven kids. This is my favorite hat, except for the one that says, but first cafecito. I wear that one a lot too. I gotta first have my Cuban coffee before I can get out the door in the morning. But what are the hats that you wear? For those of you that are watching, yes, we can share our stories and we can share with you the things we've gone through and how we were working, so hard at being a wife and,
a
being a
mom.
mother. And, at the end of the day, can I give you guys a clue? The husbands have their own lives. The children, they grow up to have their own lives. I have adult children. I love it. Can I tell you, I don't take it personally? One of the four agreements. I love it when my children say, yeah, mom, I'm sorry, but I'm busy. Like, I've got a date, or I've got some shopping to do. I don't care if she's got to wash her hair. I love it that my kids feel independent and bold enough to say, "Hey mom, I would have loved to have gone out to dinner, but I'm busy." And I'm going to own this really quickly, okay? We all have. You talk about authenticity, right? You know why it's not simple? Cuz we're afraid. Hold on. It's simple, but what is simple is not always easy, okay?
Right.
What is simple is not always easy, and this is why it's not easy, because authenticity takes the ability to really own our faults. If
Yep.
you ask people, like, I hear men complain about their ex-wives. Let's just use that as an example. Oh, because my ex-wife, and she doesn't do this and she doesn't do that. And then you hear women, oh, because my ex-husband, he doesn't, help me, or he doesn't like come around for the kids. It's always someone else's fault.
It's always someone else's fault,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it's the movies, it's the video games. All of that does play an effect. Trust me, I believe we are made up by our surroundings. When in Rome, do as the Romans. If you don't like
Right.
Rome, then move to France. I don't know. you know, we are made up by our surroundings. And one of the things that I do, I want to talk and have conversations at the wrong time. I'm one of those people that's like up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm ready to have discussions. And here's the thing: when we are loved and we are accepted, we are not judged. We are, what's the word, cherished. I love that word. I
Yes.
There's a country that says, a country song, and it says she's beautiful crazy, or you know what I mean. Like, he talks about how she has her crazy moments, but she's still beautiful. And I
Yes.
want to encourage women, because so many times we do dim our light. We do, because whatever our quirks are, those are my quirks. Like, I can only own my authenticity. I
Right.
don't know what your quirks are. Um, the people that are watching, what are your quirks? Are you okay with them? I'll be honest with you. I really, truly have to be intentional about the fact that just because I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm ready to go, my daughter is not. She's like, Mom, we are not having this conversation. And not just my daughter, trust me.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
but what are our quirks? What
Right.
are the things that we need to own? Because, see, if you ever study the 12-step program with Alcoholics Anonymous,
Uh-huh.
the first step to anything is awareness. If we know and we are aware, like, there are times that I am so aware that I should be more of sober mind. They don't call alcohol truth serum for no reason, right? And I mean, I'll be stressed and I'm trying to deal with things and I'm shoving stuff down because I don't want to
Right.
explode like a volcano. And you give me a couple shots of something and I'm like, rah,
Well,
volcano.
I
So,
do wanna, because I know we don't have a lot of time with
yes.
you. I do wanna ask this idea of authenticity, because you wrote the book, that how do you kind of start that process of looking, hey Lisa, looking at yourself and discovering your authenticity? How do you even, you know, figure that out?
Well, if we were doing a Facebook Live, I'd say drop a one if I have permission to be myself.
We
Drop
are
a
doing a Facebook
one.
Live, so you can go ahead.
Drop a one in the comment section. If I get to be me, you get to be you, I get to be me. I believe that looks different for everybody.
Mhm.
To really introspect, to look inside of ourselves, it looks different for everybody. So I'm going to answer the question on how I did it. You know,
And
I'm a list
discovering.
writer. I'm a
Sorry, I was
list
listening.
writer. I'm a list writer. So I don't know if that works for you. I believe in the power of a pen and paper. So I really took a book called Love and Respect. It was one of those books I read in Hail Mary trying to save my marriage, but you can't save something if the both people aren't on the same page.
Mhm.
I'm a big believer you can create amazing things if both people are on the same page, romantically, business, parenting. We need to be on the same page. So I got alone with myself. I stopped expecting my husband to sit down with me and make the list of where are we failing? Where do we feel we need to get better at owning our failures, because in the book it asks you to list your failures, and not
Right.
your failures. I believe it's like list where you feel you need to improve in your weaknesses. So that's where it started for me. I had to become authentic in where I was being pretentious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a list writer, so I started writing how I wanted to speak up about sexuality. That was
Mm-hmm.
hard. Sex, government, what do you call it? Sex,
Religion
politics, and
and
religion. We don't
religion.
talk about it. The three things that govern our lives, and we can't talk about them,
Right.
you know? So I started to write how I was tired of people calling me too opinionated, right? How can I how can I help others? What is it? For evil to win, it takes good people to do
To be
nothing,
quiet.
to be
Yes.
quiet. So that's where it started for me. My authenticity was really, truly getting to know myself, not what others thought I was. Oh, she's a great mom. She's a good homeschool mom.
There you go.
I was Jerome's biggest cheerleader. If he wanted to move to Georgia and work for a chicken company, I packed it up. I quit school. None of that is his fault. Those were choices that I made.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
I had to get authentic with myself and really like sit down and say, okay, well, my question to him was, these are the things that I want to do. Are we on the same page? And we weren't. We
Yeah.
weren't. There were things that I wanted to do and explore that for me, I'm not speaking for anyone else. That's why I asked for permission for me to
Yeah.
be me, authentically me. Our
Thanks, Scott.
marriage,
I just want
uh,
to say thank you, Scott, for he likes the honesty here. So,
oh, thank you,
but
Scott. I can't see the comments, so I'll go back and check out your comments.
yeah.
I'm glad my phone is cooperating because it's at 1% now. So, did you have another question? I hope that answered it. I mean, for me,
That
it's
did
just
answer
writing
it.
a list.
Writing a list and seeing where you were not being true to yourself, where you were
Exactly.
being more, I
Pretentious.
guess, pretentious, yes, to other people. And that's a great place to start, because you have to start looking inwardly and seeing. It's like what I talked about at the beginning. It was like the I song, she didn't like the song. What do I really feel? And is it really that important to appease her and disappoint myself? And I love what you're saying there. And then, so the next thing I wanted to ask you, because once you made that list and you figured out where you were being pretentious, how did you then make that shift? What did you do?
A lot of courage. That's where the
Just
liquid
it.
that's where liquid courage comes in. Like, can I have a glass of wine? Um, I the
Oh,
people that I
Sebastian
love.
said we burden ourselves with what is not our burden to bear. That's true,
It's
Sebastian.
true. It's true,
Yes.
Sebastian. I took steps of action. I can't say I did them all at one time. I mean, I went through marriage counseling. The people that I love the most, I sat them down and I'm like, this is what I'm battling with. I didn't want to stay within the four walls of a church building. That was very important to me. I wanted to get out, and I wanted to get out into the world. I wanted to work with people. I mean, I love my industry. I wanted to focus more on building my career. And, when I saw that the support, and this is where it gets hard, okay? This is where, I shouldn't say hard. This is where it
Challenge. This is where
takes,
you get
this is where
challenging.
the challenge is, right? How bad do we want it? I heard Jeff Olson, a gentleman that I worked for a couple of years ago, say, stop wanting what you don't want. And I'm taking notes and I'm like, that made no sense to me.
That makes a
But
whole lot of sense to me.
but then a couple weeks later, I'm like, oh my God, people are not willing to do. They say they want something, but they're not willing to do what it takes
To
to
get it.
really get on that path. And as
Yes,
far as
Lisa.
taking the actions, I had a great group of people in my life that were encouraging me. And I think that's important. And I think once we make the decision, I call it get mad, make
Yeah.
a decision. It's all a matter of surround yourself with the people that are going to better you in that
Yes.
direction, rather than, and this is something I wanted to bring up. whenever we are in a good place, there's always people that are going to come around and say, be careful. I see that you're
Yes,
happy, but you may
Shelley.
be going in a wrong direction. Doubt is
Yes.
a terrible, terrible tool. I mean, I know not everyone, believes in creation or whatever. I choose to believe in creation. Like I said, permission to be myself. I believe that guilt and doubt are tools of the enemy, because
Yeah, it is.
you'll come across a great opportunity. You'll come across a great relationship, whether it's romantic or a friendship. Like you and I came across each other. What if
Thanks to
someone had,
Carol.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Carol. What if someone had put a seed of doubt in my mind and said, well, I know you like Alicia and I know you want to work together and you girls, might have great energy together. But
Yeah.
what if she steals your content? What if she,
Right, exactly.
turns on you? What if she backstabs you, right?
What if the
You,
earth opens up tomorrow and swallows you?
And no, what if Alicia pushes you in the hole
I
and when the
know.
earth opens, right? So we have to make a decision. Who do we allow to speak into our lives? I
Yes.
believe great opportunities, great relationships are ruined by the seed of doubt, because
Yes.
none of us are perfect. None of us are
So I just
perfect.
want to read a comment from Lisa. She says, because it's hard to take actions, you lose people in your life, but hearing this gives me courage. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for your openness
Yes,
to admit that. So, but it's true. Some
it is
people,
true.
actually, my daughter just asked me today, she's like, I've lost some friends along the way. She's only 16 and she's like, and it's sad, we went to high school and suddenly they went off on one path. I said, well, that's great. Don't, I know you miss them as friends, but that's going to happen to you in your life.
It is.
You are on a particular
And
path and they're
we're all on each other. We're all in different journeys. Sometimes our paths cross, and some people just have an interest in us, and other people have an investment
investment.
in
Yeah,
us.
they'll invest
So,
in us.
time will tell. So thank you for having me on. I adore you. I think
I love you
your
and I'm
audacious
sorry that,
courage. I know. Sorry,
yeah,
my
it's okay.
battery's dying. I'd hate for it to just
Disappear in the middle of something.
disappear in the middle of something. But I hope that was helpful. I hope that
It
brought
was.
value. At the end of the day, I challenge you, my friends. Courage takes courage. Like attracts like. So listen to the people that have had courageous experiences, and the doubters and the toxic and the negative. Learn to walk away from it, as hard as it is, because sometimes it is painful to walk away from someone. But if someone does not accept you with your quirks,
Yeah.
if someone is upset because they see you as a red flag, okay, well, let them go find the yellow flag. I'll keep my red flag
Yes, and wave it high.
and
So
I'll
say
wave it
that
by.
say that statement again. Stop wanting
Stop wanting what you don't
what you
want.
don't want. All right,
Yeah.
perfect. I'm gonna write. That's a
Alrighty.
writer downer.
Credit to Jeff Olson on Slight
Jeff
Edge.
Alt.
It's in the book Slight Edge.
All right, and your book
Slight
is
Edge.
Authentically You.
Yes. It's a workbook for the reader to really work through their own authenticity and really burn out the limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
bring in some fresh water of new adventures. And sometimes those new adventures don't always go well, but hey, you can chuck it up and be like, I did that,
Yeah, I did that. Thank
I
you,
did that.
Sebastian. Well,
All
thank
righty,
you,
well,
Lily.
have a good
I
night.
love you,
I
and
love
we'll
you
have you
too.
on again, my love. All
Yes,
right.
thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was Lily Chauvin, and she is the author of Authentically You. And she chronicles some of her journey in the book. It's a workbook. You can get any information on Lily. You can go to www.germaniac.com/Lily, and you can get information on Lily and her book and the shows that she's been here on Germaniac TV. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and to come to Germaniac TV and like our page so that you don't miss any of our wonderful content. Hey, Aaron, you can feel when someone is authentic. You can feel when they're authentic, Aaron. Thank you so much. And so as we wrap up the show tonight, I thank Lily Chauvin for being a guest on the show tonight. And I hope that you took away something from our conversation about authenticity, about how it affects your confidence, and how you can be more authentic and more courageous and more confident in everything that you do. And just from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate all of you. Please, 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 again, share this out to anyone that you feel is struggling with their authenticity, is struggling with their confidence, because our mission and our message here is to help as many people as possible live the life of their dreams, because here on Dramaniac TV, you dream big and we make it happen. Good night, everybody. Mwah. Hi, Alicia Couri here. If you enjoyed that episode of the Audacious Confidence Show, check out more on this channel. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. And if you hit that notification button, you won't miss a single episode.